Your perceived exertion is a liar. Cardiac drift is the only fuel gauge that predicts metabolic failure before it happens.
Most hikers believe they should camp when their legs give out. By then, it is chemically too late. We need to look at cardiac drift as a preemptive system failure warning.
Cardiac drift occurs when your heart rate rises despite maintaining a constant power output or pace. This decoupling indicates dropped plasma volume and core temperature regulation stress. The engine is revving higher just to maintain the same speed.
Once drift exceeds 10%, your glycogen efficiency plummets. Continuing to push doesn't just tire you, it depletes the thermal reserves you need to survive the night.
To mitigate this risk, apply the sunset -2 rule. You must stop moving 2 hours before civil twilight ends. This isn't about seeing your tent pegs. It is a thermodynamic necessity.
When you stop, your metabolic heat generation drops from 600 watts back to 100 watts within minutes. If you are not in your shelter and dry before that crash occurs, you enter a thermal deficit you cannot eat your way out of.
This danger is compounded by the hypothermia triangle. Wet clothing increases conductive heat loss by a factor of 25 compared to air. Combine this with fatigue and dropping ambient temperature.
If your base layer is saturated and the temp is dropping, your R value effectively hits 0. You are now a radiator cooling the surrounding air, not a human retaining heat.
Yet, we push on because of the sunk cost fallacy. We value the 8 hours of effort already spent more than the biological reality of the next hour. This psychological rigidity is the primary cause of unplanned bivouacs becoming rescue calls.
For bikepackers, fatigue breaks down posture. As your core sags, your coefficient of drag, or CDA, increases. You are now spending more energy to fight wind resistance while producing less power, a negative feedback loop.
The solution is the emergency decision algorithm. If cardiac drift is high and you are wet, abandon the planned campsite. Find the nearest windbreak and deploy immediately. An emergency bivvy at 4 p.m. in a suboptimal spot is infinitely safer than a planned camp at 7 p.m. reached in a state of metabolic collapse. Prioritize thermal preservation over mileage.
Accident reports are full of people who stuck to the plan. Survival belongs to those who treat their energy reserves as the only hard constraint. Plans are hypotheses. Survival depends on rewriting them.